The alien warlords thought they understood Earth. They descended from the stars with their ships of fire and steel, and they broke nations in days. Their armies marched across cities, leaving only ruins and smoke in their wake. Humanity fought back, but against the weapons of the invaders our armies crumbled, and our defenses fell. Entire populations were rounded up like cattle taken into cages, studied, dissected, enslaved. The warlords were cruel, but also arrogant. They delighted in spectacles designed to break the spirit of the survivors. They made sport of human suffering. They tested our will by forcing us to watch horrors no parent, no brother, no sister could endure, and among their cruelest games was the one they called offering. On the highest mountain where the great dragons of Earth still dwelled hidden from humanity, for centuries the aliens discovered an ancient nest. They believed the dragons to be nothing more than beasts. They saw them as weapons of nature, savage and untamable, but the aliens were fascinated by these colossal creatures, and so they began a ritual of their own invention. They would cast human prisoners, especially the weak, the wounded, and the young, into the claws of the dragons, laughing as they imagined the monsters would feast upon fragile flesh. So it was on that night, as the moons of the alien homeworld cast their glow upon the earth skies, that a human child, broken and bleeding, was dragged by alien soldiers up the mountain path. He could not have been more than 10 winters old, his body frail from wounds. His breath shallow. The aliens threw him like a discarded doll into the cavern where a dragon slumbered. They laughed in their guttural voices, wagering on how quickly the beast would tear the child apart. The child lay there trembling, his small hands clutching the dirt, his eyes wide as the cavern shook with the breath of the creature. Within, the dragon stirred, its eyes like molten gold, opening in the dark, its scales glimmering with the sheen of ancient power. It rose massive wings, unfolding its form, towering like a mountain. Brought to life, the child whimpered and closed his eyes, expecting pain, expecting the end. But the end never came. The dragon lowered its head, its golden eyes studying the fragile boy. It sniffed the air, and a deep growl rumbled in its chest, not hunger, but of recognition, for in that child's scent there was something more than fear, something more than weakness. The dragon saw fire, a spark of courage, still burning even in the edge of death. The aliens above laughed. Still they shouted at the dragon, expecting it to devour the boy. They did not see the subtle movement of its eyes, the flicker of thought within a mind far older than their empire. The dragon was not the mindless beast. They believed it was a guardian, a creature of ancient vows and memory, and in the frail human child it saw something it had once sworn to protect. The dragon's great head pressed gently to the child. The boy gasped as warmth spread from the touch of fire, not of destruction, but of healing. The wounds upon his body began to knit his breast, steadied his strength, slowly returning. The aliens, watching, froze, their laughter caught in their throats. They shouted at each other, confused, enraged. And then the dragon roared. The sound shook the mountains, split the skies, and sent avalanches tumbling down. The aliens staggered, their weapons raised, but too late, for the dragon surged from its cavern wings, beating storms into the night. It rose with the child clutched safely in its claws, and with fury long restrained it unleashed fire upon the alien soldiers. Flames brighter than the sun engulfed them, turning their weapons to slag and their bodies to ash. The mountain blazed with light as the dragon swept upward the boy, cradled close against its chest. The invaders fled in terror, for they had awoken not a beast, but a power older than their kind, older even than humankind itself. A dragon was not alone, for its roar had called others, and from the valleys and hidden peaks the skies filled with wings, as dragons long slumbering answered the cry of their kin. The child opened his eyes, weak but alive. He felt the bond that had been forged. In that instant the dragon did not speak with words, yet its thoughts flowed into his mind. You are mine. Now, little one, you are my rider, my bond, my flame. Together, we will bring fire upon those who dare defile our world. The aliens watched from their ships above as the mountain blazed with fire and the skies filled with dragons, and for the first time since their conquest began, they knew fear, true fear, for humans were no longer alone. They had allies in the old guardians of Earth, and at their heart was a boy who should have died, but instead had been chosen. From that day the legend spread across the broken world. A boy and his dragon, riding the storm, bringing ruin to the invaders' villages, whispered his name. Soldiers drew strength from his story. The warlords raged and vowed to crush him, but every time they tried, the skies turned red with fire and their armies burned. The aliens never expected that their cruelty would awaken a bond older than time itself. They never expected that a single child cast to die would instead rise as a dragon, rider the spark of Earth's vengeance. And the boy, though young, carried the fire of two worlds in his heart, human and dragon bound forever together. They would fight until Earth was free, or until the last star fell from the sky.